Hello, everybody. It's your girl. Let's talk about this. Pastors coming to church as drag queens. Okay. Here you see a Chicago Lutheran pastor who decides to come to church on December the 18th, I believe. Uh, this actually was posted December 18th, but I think it was might have been on the 13th where he came to a Sunday service dressed in drag. Um, and was right here. It says Chicago Lutheran Church hosts drag queen prayer hour for children. Okay. This pastor is Aaron Musser, and he is talking to the kids while dressed as a drag queen. Okay. Chicago, Illinois, St. Luke Lutheran Church of Logan Square hosted a drag queen prayer hour for children last week, and according to the Lutheran Church's Facebook post, sem- uh, seminarian, I'm trying to say it right, seminarian Aaron Musser preached in drag to children as part of a dress rehearsal for Joy, also known as grooming. Today we consider what it might be like to have a dress rehearsal for the kind of joy awaiting us on the other side of the event. It's been hard. It's been so hard to know what that joy will be because it's been so long since some of us have been joyful. It's been a difficult and tiring couple of years, said the drag queen, or the drag queen said. And I decided instead of telling you this, this is how I want you to be joyful. As we prepare for this dress rehearsal, I figure I would instead put on a dress, as so many who have inspired me have done. I decided to follow their example, showing that liberation from oppressive laws clears a path for joy. But allowing yourself to feel joy can be scary. I wasn't sure how the outside world would handle me when they saw me this morning. Joy is difficult to feel. It's vulnerable. But isn't it so beautiful? Now the video was is unavailable, okay? But joy doesn't come from dressing up as a drag queen. The joy of the Lord is our strength. That's the type of joy that you can have even in the midst of confusion. When people think you're supposed to be sad and upset, and you have joy down on the inside. And this is not the joy that the world can give. So to me, this is reflecting worldly joy. So, but I have seen a post where a lot of people's coming in drag, and we know that the church nowadays have accepted the gay community, accepted them as a part of the ministry now, because before, years ago, especially in the Kojic church, Apostolic Church, uh, people did not accept the gay community at all. Nobody wanted to deal with the fact that the choir director was gay. The guy who does the first lady here is gay. And if there was the only place they could have was either on the instruments. The only place they could have in the church was either on the instrument or in the choir, brother. So a lot of preachers have hid their sexuality. You know, there have been preachers over 20 years ago who was preaching against homosexuals like Eddie Long and Waddy the Bible. and they preaching against, just to name a few. There's others who have preached against the homosexual and stuff, and got up there and said they perverted and all of this, and um, they said so many things, and then come to find out these were people who struggling with their own sexuality. I'm sorry that y'all see that on them, but they're struggling with their own sexuality. Okay, so here it is, and let's go to another one. Let's talk about this. Okay, so here's another post. Indiana pastor who dressed in drag for HBO docuseries, I believe that is, or docuseries rather. It could be docuseries. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. Gets fired because it caused turmoil in the church, and now he and his wife will also lose their home. Okay, so he dressed as a drag queen for HBO docuseries, and now him and his wife face losing their home as well. Um, wow. Okay, so it says right here, Craig Duke loses his job after Dressy appeared on TV as a drag queen. Uh, yeah, right here, Indiana pastor dismissed after dressing in drag in series. So you do have these pastors and this was a Methodist pastor at that. Uh, they came up here looking like RuPaul. Uh, okay, here's one for Aaron Musser, the Lutheran pastor who had, in Chicago, who dressed as drag and was teaching kids. They slammed him, said sick for dressing in drag for kids. Well, I'll tell you what, that he won't be teaching my kids anything. If I had small kids, when we taking them up there for him to teach them anything. And I have nothing against how people live their lifestyle stuff, but you will not be sitting up there teaching my kids. Mm-mm. So here's all kinds of story. These people believe in the doc, and and inclusive. And I'm sorry that I have to turn my notification off. They believe in inclusive, have been up under ministries that support inclusive beliefs. A hellless gospel, and all people are accepted up under that. It is something that Carlton Pearson is up under and was trying to teach people in the church before he got booted out for a while. As you can see, he started raising back up recently. Yeah, Yvette Flunder and other people, just to name a few, that agree with this gospel of inclusion. Um, and as you can see, there's a picture of the pastor, and this is a pastor that's married. Let's look at this.
An Indiana pastor lost his job after appearing on TV with drag queens. Reverend Craig Duke was the minister at Newburgh United Methodist Church in Newburgh, Indiana for 3 decades. And he said he wanted to demonstrate solidarity with the LGBTQ community by appearing in drag on the HBO series We're Here. After appearing on the show, the pastor says he started getting attacked over email by people in his congregation. This went on for months until Duke made it clear to his supervisor what was happening. Duke claims he was bullied out of the church. In November, his supervisor sent an email to the congregation announcing Duke was being relieved of his pastoral duties.
Look at this. Look at this. They don't even change Rudolph. names and sex to Rolanda Dominant's female reindeer game. Okay, so here's the pastor of the Lutheran Church in Chicago, Al Musser. I wonder what in the world's going on in Chicago. It seems like there's a whole lot of stuff going on in Chicago. Man. Okay, anyway, this is the pastor right here teaching the kids. Like I said, he won't be teaching my kids a dab fight thing. And I don't have nothing against gay people either. I just feel like that's just too much confusion right now. When they get old enough, young adults, then they can decide what lifestyle they want to live and all that stuff. But as kids, 5, 6, these kids' age, you ain't gonna be nah. Oh no. And like I said, I have nothing against gay people or nothing like that. I believe I believe that people have the right to be equal. Let's just put that way. I believe we have the right for equal employment, equal opportunity, equal pay. We live where we want to live, do whatever we want to do in our home as long as it's legal. Stuff like that. Nobody should be bullied at all. The people should have just talked to the pastor over at they should have talked to the other pastor over at that Methodist church, and just so we just don't agree with you doing a documentary or a series for HBO and dressing like that. They should have talked to him. The Bible says if you have aught against your brother, go to him and love. And it seemed like they didn't go to this pastor in love. They went just bullying, mean spirited. You don't do that. You do it in love. But there are people who believe in the gospel of inclusion. I believe this is a part of the gospel of inclusion. And this is a healers gospel. Yeah, all people are accepted regardless of your religious beliefs, sexuality, sexual orientation, gender, doesn't matter. And that's the gospel that I don't sit up under, okay? That's something that Carlton Pearson preaches all over the place. It wasn't acceptable at the time. Now it's becoming acceptable. As you can see, people don't say too much. There's some people who still preach against the homosexuals. There's people who will preach just like Errol Carter is preaching against homosexuality. Now, I know what the Bible says. The Bible is clear about homosexuality, but I'm not trying to Bible thump or anything like that, okay? I believe that God made a woman for a man. God made Adam and Eve. And that, what he says is clear. It's an abomination, which means sinful, distasteful. Other people disagree. That's them. But I don't hate the gay people, okay? I do love them. I have family members who are gay, and I love them just like I love anybody else in the family. And I don't discriminate against nobody. Whatever you do in the privacy of your home is between you and God. It has nothing to do with me. But I just cannot take a small child to be taught by RuPaul or any other person that's coming out in drag. Okay, it's one thing to be gay, then it's another thing to just come out there. Okay, he's a homosexual man. Okay, but now it seems like you come to church and you teach your kids in a dress and heels and wig and stuff like that. It's like, okay, my child don't need to be exposed to this at this young age. That's why I wouldn't want him to teach my child anything. He don't need to be exposed to that as a child. Once he become or he or she become a young man, if I had any young kids, because I have one daughter and she's grown now. She has kids. But I wouldn't want my grandkids to be sit up here and listen to this person teach them anything because I don't want them to be confused. They're young, and this is not the age to expose them to all of that. That's how the way I feel. So you might disagree with me, but hey, it is what it is. Okay. Um, Thank you for watching. Those who have to subscribe to my channel, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Please like the video. Hit the thumbs up. Share it. Those who are watching this that haven't subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. I'm not going to be up here talking about gay people or drag queens or nothing like that. Like I said, I do not hate the gay community at all. I love them. I agree that we all should have equal rights, equal opportunities, that nobody should be bullied for the decisions that they make and the lifestyle that they choose to live. Let me just put that out there. Nobody should be. But if we disagree with how the way somebody live, we ought to disagree quietly and peacefully and let them live the life that they want to live. Now, if it's somebody who's breaking the law, that's totally different. Okay? But you're not breaking the law when you're a homosexual or when you dress in drag, nothing like that. If that's what you want to be, that's fine. All I was just saying is that I cannot have a drag queen teaching my kids Sunday school or teaching any kids of mine, grandkids, kids, period. That's my opinion. As far as how they look or the job or anything else, because I have dressed, I have worked with a trans woman before years ago. And I know all the men were looking at the person like, what? Because they was trying to decide if they should still use the men's bathroom or can they be allowed to go to the women's restroom. And the men's were very uncomfortable with this person, but I was very comfortable with them. It was the gay women that I wasn't comfortable being around. I was comfortable being around any gay man. I had 2 gay men taking me home when I worked at KFC years ago, back in 91, 92. And take me from the suburbs all the way back to the ghetto. I have worked with gay men. I was very comfortable. I had to learn how to work with lesbians, totally different. Once I got to Atlanta, then I was comfortable working with lesbians, especially right before I moved out of Atlanta because I was working for a company where almost everybody in the store, every female in that store was gay. Almost, it was about 50% of the females were gay. Were involved with other women and stuff. I had people who worked in my department that liked women. One of the girls who was working at the same Walmart with me went to the same aviation school as me, and she liked women. And she was walking just like a dude and everything. So I had to learn how to work alongside those and do it in love and in peace and get along with them and not be so judgmental about who they are or how they live and all that stuff. So when somebody do in their bedroom or in their life or whatever, as long as it's legal, it's none of my business, okay? But as far as they'll teach a Sunday school to my child and they dress as a drag queen, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. So anyway, God bless you. Again, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Like and share the video. Okay, y'all have a great, wonderful day. Bye.